Alrighty. We are live, I do believe. Oops. Okay, folks, hold on. We're getting straightened out here. Slowly but surely. I'm wondering what is wrong with my screen now. Why does it not know I reversed it? Hold on. Okay. Oh, always something. Always something. Okay, so we're not going to get a full screen here, but that's okay. Don't really need it. Don't really need it. All right. Welcome to Lunchtime Beatles Trivia. I know there are a lot of Beatles fans out there from decades, right, of loyalty to the Fab Four musicians. Well, on Wednesdays, halfway through the week, hump day as they call it around here, um, I like to do a half-hour Beatles trivia thing at noon, just like a little break in the middle of probably a busy work, no matter what your occupation is or project or what have you. It can get busy. So this is a nice little break for Beatle fans. What can I say? My name is Sharon Schultz, and I'm called the Bay Lady. I live in the Chesapeake Bay region of Maryland. The Chesapeake Bay is the largest estuary in the country. And for Maryland, it has influences our economy, like, tremendously with, with the fishing industry, seafood industry, shipping, just all of the above. So there are a lot of beautiful places here in Maryland. So I like road trips, and so I'll take a road trip and bring you all along and go from there. That's been my general thing, except for my Beatle trivia. I also do mystery theater, and I also will do a craft lesson from time to time. So there's a lot usually going on with me. You can find my listings for tours and such on Facebook, Sharon Schultz, the Bay Lady. Um, you can also find me on YouTube, the Bay Lady. And like this broadcast right now is going live to both places. So that's where you can get information. All of my tours are free. They are tip financed, basically. So, uh, how I get about and how much I can do depends on how many tips I'm earning to cover expenses such as gas and admission prices and all of that. If you care to contribute to my platform, there is a program that you can search for. It is buymeacoffee.com, buymeacoffee.com, and you can leave a gratuity there if you are so inclined. Okay, so oh, I only have at the moment these type of tours scheduled. I'm getting ready to move, so um, that's going to curtail my activities as far as tours somewhat. But once I get moved, I'm going to have a whole new platform to create for, and I'm sure you'll enjoy it. So, without further ado, I'm going to do Beatles Significa today. Beatles Significa is actually a card game. Oops, there we go. A card game from the 1980s, early, like 1982. And it boasts having 832 questions and answers, all about the Fab Four. It's not about their solo years, it's about their years as Beatles, and then it cuts off. So I'm going to randomly select a card here. Let's see. Let's pull one out of the center. There we go. There's a card. All right. Now, the beauty of Beatles trivia is that no matter how much you think you know about the Fab Four, there's always more to find out. I don't think that I have done a Beatles trivia session where I haven't learned anything new. It's funny because sometimes you don't know as much as you thought you did, or sometimes you know it, but you just can't get it to roll out of your mouth, right? So anyway, all right. Without further ado, first question. In the first verse of a song on Reviver, scratch that, restart. In the first verse of a song on Revolver, what single word describes a man, his land, and his plans? In the first verse of a song on the Revolver album, what single word describes a man, his land, and his plans? Anybody? Hello, is there anybody out there? Oh, that's David Bowie. Shouldn't be mixing Bowie and Beatles. Right, right. Okay, so in the first verse of the song on Revolver, the single word that describes a man, his land, and his piano is nowhere. The song that they're talking about on Revolver is Nowhere Man. So, interesting question and answer. The small drab club the Beatles first played at in Hamburg was called what? Now, I know everybody knows this answer. You got to. I know this, right? If you're a Beatle fan, you got to know the name of the famous, now famous, then a small drabby club in Hamburg. What was it called? Come on, guys. You know it. You know it. What was it called? It was called the Indra Club. Indra Club. Yes, indeed. Indra. Fill in the song line. Someday, they'll see that from the start, my place has been deep in your heart. And in your heart, I see the blank. This needs to be read again. Okay, so we're going to fill in the song title. So there we go, a big clue. It's the title of the song rather than a verse. Fill in the song title. Someday they'll see that from the start, my place has been deep in your heart. And in your heart, I see the blank. And in your heart, I see the blank. Do, 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 tick, tock, tick, tock. And the answer is love of the loved. Okay, going back to my opening statement about learning something new about the Beatles every time. Okay, I didn't know this. This song title was like foreign to me. I mean, a different language. I couldn't get it. The song title, someday they'll see that from the start, my place has been deep in your heart. And in your heart, I see the love of the loved. That's the answer. And in your heart, I see the love of the loved. I'm not familiar with that song. I mean, maybe I've heard it, but right now, I can't remember a thing about it. Next question. Which Eddie Cochran song did Paul play for John at their first meeting? Oh my God, this was like Paul's audition with the Quarrymen. Whoa, what Eddie Cochran song it was did Paul play for John at their first meeting? Wasn't it at some type of a fair, bazaar, carnival, something? And the Quarrymen were playing John's first band, and this was Paul's audition. So, what was it that he played? Anybody know? 20 Flight Rock. That was his auditioning song. 20 Flight Rock. Go, Paul. Got him there, right? Okay, next question. In 1958, the Quarrymen recorded a song called In Spite of All the Danger. Identify the songwriting team. Okay, let's do that again. In 1958, the Quarrymen recorded a song called In Spite of All the Danger. The song's called In Spite of All the Danger. The question is, who wrote the song? It says identify the songwriting team. Okay, like for instance, Lennon and McCartney, Harrison and McCartney, Starkey and Lennon, which pair was responsible for this tune? And ready, that pair would be Harrison and McCartney. Okay, so George and Paul wrote this song. Okay, next question. The last and most illustrious of the 4 Hamburg clubs played by the Beatles was called what? What was the name of one of the 4 illustrious clubs in Hamburg that the Beatles had played at? Tick-a-tock, tick-a-tock, tick-tock, 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 tick-tock. Okay, and the answer is the Star Club. The Star Club was one of the 4 big Hamburg rock joints. Yeah. Okay. Which Beatles song contains the word coral? Which Beatles song contains the word coral? Coral, like the rock formations that you find on the ocean floor in the Keys. The coral reefs, right? That's what I'm thinking this coral means, but as far as what song, not really. Anybody know? Anybody? Okay, well, the answer as to the last of the 4 Hamburg clubs where the Beatles played, oh no, sorry, we did that one. That was the Star Club. Sorry, which Beatles song contains the word coral? That's where we're at. Octopus's Garden. That's the song. So it would be the definition of coral being the objects from the seafloor that grow in the warm waters like of the Gulf of Mexico, say. Okay, let's see here how we're doing. All right. Next question. In 1967, in Los Angeles, what did George Harrison wear in the display window of a clothing store called Sat Purush. Okay, let me give you the spelling. Sat, S-A-T, and then P-U-R. No, wait a minute, is that right? Mm. Mm. P-U-R. Purush. So SAT, first word, second word, Purush. I don't like that question. It's confusing. Okay, so this is the name of the store. And what was George wearing in the display window of this clothing store? Oh my God, I'm almost afraid to find out, right? All right, let's see. What was it? Oh God, his underwear. George was in his underwear in a probably upscale-ish clothing boutique, probably in London. And he's in his underwear. Better than the birthday suit, but still, probably not an image I would be into. Some things you just can't unsee. All right, more questions. The Beatles were playing concerts in what city when they heard the great news that I Want to Hold Your Hand reached #1 in the US? So the Beatles were playing concerts. What city were they in when they were told I Want to Hold Your Hand hit #1 in the US? Anybody know? No? Well, there's no way you would know unless you just knew. There's really not a lot of clues, but I guess you could go back and look at their tour schedule. But anyway, Paris. They were in Paris, France when they learned that I Want to Hold Your Hand hit #1 on the charts here in the US. In what Beatles song does a girl trying to hide from a broken-hearted caller have people lie for her? In what Beatles song, does a girl trying to hide from a broken-hearted caller have people lie for her? Right, we need to go to the answer for that one. No reply. That song, No Reply. Oh, that is such a good song, too. No Reply. I like that song. It was one of the older ones for sure. What was the name of the Salvation Army home for girls near where John Lennon grew up? What was the name of the Salvation Army's home for girls that was near where John grew up? Anybody have an idea? Anybody? It's named after one of their songs. Or was their song named after, I don't know, but anyway, the answer is Strawberry Fields. Okay, Strawberry Fields was a home for girls run by the Salvation Army. Interesting, yes. Next question. In what country did the Beatles get a hostile send-off after not showing up at a reception hosted by the president's wife? Uh-oh, a little bit of a political drama here. In what country did the Beatles get a hostile send-off after not showing up at a reception hosted by the president's wife? I want to say South Korea. I don't know why, but it's what I want to say. However, anybody else have something different to say? Shall we look and see what the trivia folks say? Sounds like a plan to me. Okay, so what country did they get booted out of, basically? Right? All right, let's see. For not doing a reception, huh? 1958. They recorded the song. No, that's not right. Hold on. What song? What was the name? Okay, so that was Strawberry Fields, right? Hang on, what country did? Okay, so Strawberry Fields. Glass Onion is the answer. That didn't make sense though. Glass Onion is the answer to what song? No, that's not it. Let's see. Okay. God, I'm having trouble seeing here. I hate to tell you, I'm looking in between sunlight coming through the blinds here. All right, what did I ask? Okay, in what country did the Beatles get a hostile send-off after not showing up at a reception offered by the Queen? That was the Philippines. Okay, the Philippines. Well, I was close. I knew it was an Asian country. Okay, so the Philippines is the answer. Okay, next question. In the song Norwegian Wood, where did John sleep? Does everybody know the answer to this? I'm going to be really disappointed if you don't. This is a good one. This is a fairly common known fact. Where did John sleep in the song Norwegian Wood? Okay. And of course, the answer is the bath. He slept in the tub. List the four Beatles in the order in which they first quit the band. Oh my God. List the four Beatles in the order in which they first quit the band. So this was during the Let It Be sessions, Abbey Road Studios in London. Okay. They had a lot of I don't know, frustration, contention, stress, awkwardness, all kinds of crazy issues going on during those sessions. So I can well believe. So the order in which they walked out the first time now, because they went back a few times, first one to walk out was Ringo, followed by George, then probably a reluctant John, and then Paul. Paul would be the stickler. He would be the one that wouldn't let it go. He'd want to make it work. That makes sense. All right, folks, last question. Which Beatles song opens with the line, "You know you made me cry"? Which Beatles songs starts with that line? You know you made me cry. You know you made me cry. Any guesses? You know you made me cry. And the answer is the song title, Not a Second Time. Okay. Not a Second Time is the song title and the answer to that last question. Okay, so I have another Beatles trivia next Wednesday, and I think I scheduled another after that as well. That's all I kind of have going on right now. Got to get ready to move to a new house and in a new place, a place unlike the Bay that I'm not familiar with. So I figured I would take my tours in a little bit of a different direction instead of taking you to, famous places and big cities and all the tourist traps. Instead, as I explore for the first time, I'm taking you with me. We're going to be first time explorers, figure out what we like, what we don't like, where we want to go back, where we want to forget. So, anyway, upcoming months, hopefully, I guess by spring or summer, I should be somewhat settled. I did have a minor hitch to the moving plan, and that would be this broken wrist that I got when I was playing in the snow. Duh, I should have known better. However, the kid in me just won't go away. All right, guys, don't forget, check with me on Facebook, YouTube, and if you see you way clear, buy me a coffee. It gets me a lot further up the road. Take care, guys. Thank you.